Bassel Tanouk says he's been left with injuries and questions after trying to bury a dead cousin at the family graveyard in southern Lebanon, just days after a ceasefire between Israel and armed group Hezbollah came into effect. We just needed 30 minutes, he says, but we were surprised when Israeli tanks encircled us, and that's when the gunfire started. Sprays of gunfire are heard in this shaky cell phone video filmed by Tanouk last Friday. Why did we go back? Because there's a ceasefire. That reassures you, he says, adding that he cleared his movements with the Lebanese army and the UN peacekeeping force there. What more did we need? He asks. The ceasefire calls for an end to fighting so residents on both sides of the border can go home. Tanouk says he got hurt as he and other relatives fled to a checkpoint operated by Lebanese troops, and that the family was fired on a second time when they tried to go back to the graveyard. The Israeli military did not immediately respond to requests for comment. At this cemetery in Tyre, where people killed in the conflict were temporarily buried, graves are being dug up so the bodies can be taken to their hometowns and villages for funerals. Israeli troops are still in Lebanese territory, and its military has issued orders to residents of 60 southern Lebanese towns, prohibiting them from going home until further notice. Tanouk's ordeal highlights the confusion for some who are trying to do that. The U.S. brokered ceasefire deal grants both Lebanon and Israel the right to self-defense, but does not include details about a buffer zone or restrictions on residents.
We were asking, how is this a ceasefire? How is this a deal? We were surprised. It's our right as residents of the South to go back to our villages. It's a halt to the hostilities, and it is a natural right for a son of the South to go to his house. That's normal. Just like the settlers going to his house, I have the right to go to my house.
Both sides have accused each other of breaking the 60-day ceasefire. In Lebanon, some of the 1.2 million people who fled during fighting have been able to return home, albeit to vast destruction. Not Mustafa Ibrahim al-Sayed, a father of 12. He wants to go back to Beit Leaf, which is just over a mile from the border, but is still living in this displacement shelter.
I
went there 2 days ago. I went alone. It is all destruction there. As soon as I arrived, there were 2 shells around the town, and I got a message on my phone that our town is within the area we can't go to. So I picked up my stuff and came back here. We fled.
Sayed is working on an agricultural project for displaced people, but says he dreams of returning home. I hope we go back to our town so we can get peace of mind, he says.